We used to have a political reggae one called Equality Street. So.
Okay.
You can now get hold of some of the Office stationery signed by Ricky Gervais. To find out how, log on to BBC I at bbc.co.uk/The Office.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Look after it, will you?
Your meeting, I knew that 3 floors below, there were people in torture chambers, and that's pretty difficult to deal with, or you have to meet some really distasteful
Did you
people.
feel you were with murderers?
Yes, and I used to call them that. And I remember the president of Bedouin Warrior, and very gently, and it's a huge big hand, and I said, is this the hand that you use to strangle people? Would you prefer this hand or the other hand? He just glared at me, and he just said,
hello?
I'm a Bedouin warrior. And I said, you're a president of a culture.
Sorry, yeah.
Bedouin warrior, go back to the dead.
Now on BBC Two, Jeremy Vine with Newsnight.
The railway workers extend their strike action with Mr Blair's talk of wreckers still ringing in their ears. Are the unions really Labour's public enemy number one? Good evening. The Prime Minister's aides have been careful not to say explicitly that he was referring to the unions when he talked about wreckers at the weekend. But rail workers now escalating their strikes, maybe about to define Mr Blair's enemy for him. Has Labour got the bottle for a fight with the unions? We're back in California to see what lasting impact September the 11th has had on the American psyche. The iconic US writer Norman Mailer tells us the effects will be felt for generations to come.
It was even larger, I expect, than the atom bomb, and the atom bomb fell at the end of the war, with the Second World War. It's an enormous impact.
And this Canadian teacher did not have sex with her pupils, but should she have been teaching them at all? Has the case of Amy Goering given us a lesson in child safety? Conflicting signals today from the government over the whole question of just who Mr Blair's wreckers really are. Downing Street was not keen to say explicitly it's the unions as well as the Conservatives, but maybe the government was not the place to look for the answers. It was on the railways that the demolition bull was swinging. A 48-hour walkout by the RMT will hit Arriva trains northern from midnight. And today the union announced next week's action against South West trains will be extended to 4 days instead of 2. Our political editor Martha Carney looks at whether it is the unions that are Labour's real problem.
It will be a battle between the reformers and the wreckers, but we won't let vested interests stand in our way.
Our strategy is to build up these public services. Theirs is to knock them down. That is the battle for this Parliament. Reformers versus wreckers. That is the battle for this Parliament, and it is the battle that we must win.
Powerful phrases chosen with care and directed at the unions as well as the Conservative Party. So where does that leave Labour's relationship with the trade union movement? And can the government avoid blame for what's being dubbed a spring of discontent? The RMT announced today that it's escalating its action on South West trains next week. And hundreds of thousands of passengers in the northeastern Yorkshire are also facing disruption tonight with a new 48-hour strike on Arriva Northern trains. It's all providing useful fodder for the Conservatives' campaign on public services.